Ready. Play.
Is the one that we've just seen right now, and the reason why we're meeting at this very moment. And that was obviously Grigor Dimitrov, 2 sets into maybe the biggest win of his career, and unfortunately being forced to retire after an unfortunate fall.
Yeah, absolutely brutal, sad stuff for Grigor. If you know the history, obviously he's retired mid-match at the last four slams, dating back to last year at Wimbledon against Medvedev, and U.S. Open against Tiafoe, and and then the last couple of majors this year. So that's really, really just unfortunate because 2 sets to love. He had an ace as well to hold for 2-all, and the right pec just goes out on him, and yeah, it just did not look good right from the minute that happened. And obviously, Sinner catches a bit of a lucky break here. He himself was also struggling with some wrist elbow issues throughout the second set. But yeah, maybe this is just about how sad it is for Grigor, because I thought he was playing some of his best tennis, and that's kind of been the case the last couple of years. He's been playing some of his best tennis, but the body has just kept failing him and failing him.
Yeah, 2 sets up and retirement. I mean, is there anyone that you kind of like remember off the top of your head?
Not really, no.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I'm sure there was something like that in history. Obviously, I can
Actually,
remember a lot of.
I think there was a match that he would have played himself in 2021 at Roland Garros,
Yeah, but
where I
didn't
think
he
he
like
won the
still
first
play
match.
a set maybe? And
Yeah,
then,
and then but
I
I
mean,
think he finished. I want to say it was against Giron.
Giron, yeah. I was thinking about the two. Plus, obviously, Ethan Queen, Roland Garros. But I think he didn't retire like 2 sets up, but then lost a set and retired maybe or something like that. I mean, that was obviously the case with Queen, but you can check that Giron one.
Yeah, it was three
But
one in
yeah.
the fourth when he retired there. So
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Grigor Dimitrov, not the first time. 2014 US Open, Leonardo Mayer against Albert Montañez. Okay, I do not remember that much, Snehir, but that's a good
yeah,
find as well. So yeah, obviously very unfortunate. Grigor wasn't really perceived as one of the contenders to like go deep at this Wimbledon, but mostly because of the injury stuff. So far, he got through 3 rounds. And unfortunately, this happens when he's in such a good position. We had a small conversation in the Talking Tennis WhatsApp group about like what is the best Grand Slam win in Grigor Dimitrov's career, and there really isn't much. Like even if we think about Sinner having some issues here, it would easily be that, and
yeah. I
to
would put it
kind
ahead
of
of
have this one in his career.
the obviously the Federer win in 2019 at the U.S. Open. I mean, I would probably put this one ahead of that, just given that Sinner is world number one, and as Roger was struggling with his back in that match, and
Yeah.
for that reason, I would go with this one had he won.
10 minute off court MTO before the start of the fifth. He comes out like, just not moving his back, like Arthur Fils said around Carlos. So, yeah, I also would have obviously put this one ahead. And it was actually kind of surprising to me when I started looking through all these Grand Slam wins of Dimitrov and just seeing, I mean, there's not that much. Mari, Wimbledon 2014, that really wasn't a good showing from Mendy, but I was thinking about it. And I think there was also a similar one against Team, where it's just like such a blowout that you're not really
Mm.
thinking about it as one of his best wins, even though, ranking wise, at the very least, it is. And yeah, Grigor, obviously not playing since the French, not playing since the retirement, 2-1 against against Queen, also up in that match. And this time, obviously, a very different scenario, gets to the forefront, plays the world number one, maybe the tournament favorite, or at least on par with Alcaraz. And this happens, which is just incredibly unfortunate for him. Could have been the best one of his career.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.